Hey guys, it's that time again. Not done one of these for a couple of 3 weeks, I'm guessing. Basically because there's been nothing really at the car boot to buy, or that I fancied buying. But anyway, I was down there this last weekend, Sunday, and I managed to find a couple of things this time, a couple of computers. So, without any more ado, what have we got? Well, this is one of them. Quite a nice case. Lots of stickers on it. It says Wang. I'm sorry, but that's a funny word to me. Anyway, that's just a funny word, Wang. So, this is what we have. I have no idea if it is supposed to be working or not. It didn't say. What I have noticed is we have an IDE CD-ROM or DVD. DVD read writer. Okay, we have an IDE DVD read writer, a white one, which actually, if they're working, they fetch a little bit of money. We have a motherboard which is a 960GM. So this is an AMD processor, probably an Athlon 2 or 4 or something like that, and we have a graphics card of some description. So that's what we've got. No RAM. So I'm guessing the first thing we need to do is figure out if this thing actually works. Let's see what they've sold us. It was €20, by the way, for this. €20. So we're just going to ohms range, and we'll have to have a look first when it's shorts on the 12 volts. And there's no shorts there, so that looks basically okay. Because there's no RAM in it, because I'm only really interested in the parts anyway, I'll take the part, I'll get the motherboard out, and I'll get this graphics card out. We can see what that is, and let's see what we've got here. Okay, it's dismantled, so here's our €20 plus the case. This is a DVD reader rewritable. Yeah, these beige ones, DVDs, they're working in the IDE, and they quite often are working. Probably more often than they're not. They're worth about like £10–15, something in that region. You know, people buy these for retro gaming, and probably because by the time we got DVD rewriters, a lot of them were black. Yeah, we got over to black cases away from these beige cases in a lot of cases, so there's probably less of these around, and that's probably why they're actually worth a bit of money. I mean, branded ones, Plextra and such. Well, there you go. Here's the motherboard. See, there's no RAM on it, and this is the graphics card. It's a bit dusty, as you probably expect. I'll just blow the worst of dust out of that thing. So this is not going to be anything amazing. It's a well, it's a sticker's been ripped off. That's what it is. It's a sticker being ripped off. So, but it has HDMI in the DVIs. That probably gives an idea of the age of it. It's got a G. So not sure at the moment what that is, but I'm sure we can find out. And here's our motherboard. Onboard video. Interestingly, no onboard IDE, which doesn't particularly surprise me, but it had an IDE writer in, although it wasn't plugged in, which is a bit slightly interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we know there's no shorts on this. I think the first thing we'll do with this, we'll just get our known good power supply, and we'll try and power it up and see what it actually does without any RAM. Let's see if we get some bleeps out of it. Oh, one thing I've noticed is that it doesn't have a connection, as I can see, for a bleeper, yeah, a little speaker, but I can't see one on board either. It's like it doesn't have one, which is a bit strange. The other thing I have to mention is I've just seemed to have mislaid my little switch I used to switch these things on and off, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver and just short the 2 pins on this one to see what it actually does. And it does nothing, mostly because I haven't turned the power switch on the power supply. So let's switch that on and then let's see what it actually does. So this is your power button. And it starts, but obviously if there's no bleeper, it ain't going to bleep. Yeah, and that's pretty much told us either there's something wrong with it or there isn't to bleep it. So it's got a PCI slot, so let's put the post analyzer right and let's see if that's telling us something. Okay, so I found the post analyzer, still can't find my on off switch. So let's just start it again, power supply on again, start it again. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to boot, so I'm going to stick some RAM in this and let's see if this is actually working. Okay, I found a couple of sticks. This says DDR31866 on it, and the fastest I seem to have like 1333. I might have one that's a bit faster than that. Not sure. But anyway, I've put what I've got. I mean, I've got quite a few strips of memory. So let's just stick it in there. Let's see this wants what it wants to do now. So again, it's trying to boot up. And I think we should stick a monitor on this as well, because this looks like it's got a good chance this might actually work, the motherboard. Yeah, let's put the monitor on the onboard video. Let's have a look to see if we get anything on the screen. VGA. Is it doing anything? Well, yes it is. So it's saying insert selected boot device, yeah. Insert a boot device. Okay, so that appears to actually function. Let's just get our Windows 10 disk and let's just load up an OS on there. Let's just see if it actually boots it. Okay, so I've loaded our drive, which happened to have Windows 10 on. Just a 32-bit one it turned out, but anyway. So we can see we've got an Athlon 2 X3. Oops, stop plotting, there you go. Athlon 2 X3 445. We've got 8 gig of RAM. I put a couple 4 gigs in. I just wanted a bit more RAM. The ones I had before were just 1 gig each. It's got ATI Radeon 3000 graphics on board. So that's there. I mean, that's working. I've just got a USB drive and I use SDI just to load some drivers. So that's looking okay. Let's try that graphics card and see if that's working as well and what it is. Okay, so it looks like this little graphics card doesn't actually work. I'm not getting a picture out. I've tried the various outputs. And if I connect my VGA back to the motherboard on the onboard video, and I've disconnected the hard drive at the moment, just saying insert boot device. So there's no bleeper. I mean, this counts up. It doesn't kind of like get stuck. So if I switch it off and on again, switch it back on and just start it again, it doesn't like get stuck at some point in the BIOS. It just seems to boot up as normal. You just get no video out of this graphics card. So that's something we can have a little look at. I don't really know what it is. It's not anything amazing, but anything's interesting to see if we can fix it. Yeah. So okay, looks like what they've done here is sold us a working motherboard and processor, and possibly a beige DVD writer for not very much money, and it's worth not very much money. Yeah, that seems to be the case. So here's the other one, another computer. This is a HP Pavilion. It's not the sort of thing I generally buy, but what attracted me to it is the fact it says Intel Core i7 on it and NVIDIA GeForce on it. It has a funny little graphics card again, and also this one, I had a look, has got 2 strips of 8GB DDR3 12800U. So there's 16 gig of RAM in it. As I say, there's a little graphics card. There's no hard drive again. This is quite common from this particular seller. And I'm hoping there's a CPU under here. I mean, it's well bolted down, but that doesn't necessarily mean there is. So it's either like it's an i7 or it's an hiding to nothing. Yeah, hiding to nothing, or it's an i7. The motherboard's IPM87. Not sure exactly which generation that is, because I'm not familiar with these type of boards. This was €25. It's got Wi-Fi as well, a little Wi-Fi adapter like you find in a laptop down there, yeah. So again, I think with this, I'll just get the motherboard out of it, and then let's have a look to see what this guy sold us for €25. This is exactly how this machine came, by the way, with no side panel. It was exactly how I got it. See if I can persuade the motherboard to come out of here. A little bit tricky, there's like a large, yeah, that's a connector for I'm guessing this is USB 3, which probably puts us, at least a bit more recent than the early i7s. I'm not sure when USB 3 came out exactly. Oh, I'll tell you what, this connector doesn't want to give it up. Let me get this off one moment. So this is what he sold us then. We have definitely two 8 gigs. Yeah, two 8 gig strips of DDR3. Definitely got them. Looks like we've got a CPU under here. I think we've got a CPU under there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, this little graphics card here, which is GeForce from what it said. Yeah, NVIDIA. Some little NVIDIA graphics card. Seems to have a model number on it as such. Probably, yeah, I mean, it's got, DisplayPort. Does that give us some idea how old this is? DisplayPort, HDMI and DVI. Yeah, nothing that says what that is. Okay, that's what we have here. So again, I think we'll just check the shorts on the 12 volts, and if there aren't any, we'll try and power this up and see what it actually does, if anything. And I hope nothing drastic, So, well, there's no shorts there. This is my meter isn't working. The leads fell out. There's nothing on the ground side either. So, one side will be ground, and the other side isn't short. That's be ground. Right, so got no short circuits on the 12 volt. So this thing appears to have a little bleeper on it. Yeah, it's a little bleeper down here, so it should make a sound without any RAM in it. Where's the start switch, front panel? Yeah, I'm guessing it's like the two there, so it normally is. Okay, let's grab a power supply. Let's see what this one does. I've got the power onto it. Let's find my screwdriver again. I have to sort myself another switch. So let's just try and start this up by shorting the 2 pins. Oh, it starts. Oh, and it stops. And it starts again. Ah, okay. There's a CPU in it. That's we can say for certain. There's a CPU in it. Let's see. Let's put our 8 gig of RAM in this. Sorry, 16 gig of RAM. Let's see what it actually does now. Okay, so we'll go there. I wonder if the onboard video works on this. I mean, obviously it was using the graphics card, but we can try it. What the hell? Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's stick that on there, and let's see if it'll actually do anything now. So power on again, and front panel started, stopped, started. Obviously it's not bleeping anymore. Oh, okay. Maybe the BIOS is kind of like, going through a few steps as they do. Oh, I've got a picture. I have a picture on the screen. I'll show you one minute. Let's just move this thing. So it's telling me in Spanish basically. Yeah, there's no keyboard, no error de teclado, and it's saying oh, there's no keyboard, so press F1 to boot. I love these really useful messages. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? That error de teclado, press F1 to boot. Okay, let's get a keyboard. Let's get a hard drive, in fact, and let's see if we can actually get this one into Windows. Okay, guys, so there we have it. I've connected it all up. Connected a hard drive. I just loaded Windows 10. This is just Snappy Driver install I use to actually load the drivers. So I've got drivers loaded on it now. So let's have a look at the screen and see what we've actually got in this computer. So this is Specky. I must stop my camera flashing like that. Look, I put a finger against it, it stops for a while. Yeah, okay, so this is Snappy. We can see it's actually an i7-4790. That's the CPU, 16 gig DDR3, and we have Intel graphics on board. So yeah, that's another good one. So far we seem to have everything working apart from one GPU. But I haven't actually tested the other GPU that came with this one. So let's connect that and let's see if that's working as well. Okay, so I've plugged this little GPU in. I don't know exactly what it is. It says NVIDIA on it. So that's plugged in. So let's power this up and let's see if this is working as well. I mean, maybe it isn't, because I'm assuming something was wrong with both of these computers. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't have a picture. I can say that much, I don't have a picture. The fan's going round on a little card. But hold on a second. Let me just change it to DVI. I'm on the DVI connector just in case that is why I don't have a picture on the screen. Yeah, let's have a look. I'll have a blue light. No, I have a blue light but no picture. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, then the blue light's out. So it looks like once again this one has a faulty graphics card, which, you know, kind of makes sense. But it's got an i7-4790S and it's got 16 gig of RAM and this IPM87MP motherboard. So this could be worth more than €25. Okay, let's make this a bit of a repair video. So it looks like we've got two little graphics cards there, are faulty. Let's see if we can actually figure out what's wrong with them. So fixing these little graphics cards is no different really from fixing big ones. In fact, actually, if you're learning GPU repair, this is an ideal way to learn it on things like this, because everything you could do to repair this, you could apply to, you know, with RTX 3090. The principle is all the same, and yet you can get these things basically for nothing, and they're great for practicing with. So that's what I would recommend you do if you're learning. Taking the heatsink off, and this is absolutely bone dry. Yeah, like it glued itself to the GPU. So that's the first thing I noticed, which could mean we've actually just got a dead GPU here just due to heat. But let's have a look. So let's just do all the same things we would do with a modern GPU. So the first one is, let's check for resistances. This has no you know, connector up here for power coming in. Anything that draws less than 75 watts will just take its power direct from the PCIe. So resistance mode, let's get down to the PCIe. So this is the first one. First three fingers. This is 12 volts. There's no short, yeah, no short there. 1, 2, fourth one in. This is your 3.3 volts. And there's no short 153 ohms. That's okay by the looks of it. There's quite clearly a VRM up here. One coil, two MOSFETs, and there's another one here with two coils and two MOSFETs. So let's have a look to see what we've got on the coils. So this coil here first. 95 ohms, probably the RAM. 95 ohms, okay, yeah. The other two coils, which are here, this is your GPU, 4 ohms. That doesn't particularly look like a short. 4, yeah, 4 ohms. That was pretty good. We have a couple of other, what are almost certainly either voltage. In fact, they are voltage regulators. I can see this one's marked 1117. Its part number. That's a voltage regulator, and this is probably the same. So with this, you've got an input. Oops, so you can see it. There'll be an output. So that's reading 0.6 of a K. I'm pretty sure this is the output. What's this one reading? 0.7, 1 meg. Yeah, that was reading high. So straight away we can say we don't appear to have any shorts on this. That's the first thing we can say. Let's make a couple more checks. So this is something that I've learned, is the PCI Express, the connections that are going to the GPU, yeah? Let's just check on the first channel first. So pins 1, 2, 3 and 4, yeah? This is your transmit line on the first PCIe lane. If there's a short here, either between them or it's reading open circuit, this is on diode mode, yeah, then there's a problem with the GPU, but that reads okay. Other side, okay. So in this one, it's pins 2 and 3. This is it's a clock, which I can't quite remember what it's called. It's a clock that goes to the GPU. So pin 2, down to it, reads 0.91, pin 3. Should read the same. Yeah, it reads the same. It's not short and they're not shorted to each other. Okay, so that looks like that's okay. So if there's a short on those, the clock or the open circuit, and similarly if there's a short or open circuit on these pins 3 and 4, so it's this side pins 2 and 3, this side 3 and 4. If there's a short there or an open circuit there, or the two are shorted together, it will never ever respond to the PCU. It'll never be recognised. Okay, so very quickly, and I'll probably speaking too fast to do it quickly, that's checked everything on this card that we can see that's obvious. So let's power this up now in our rig and let's actually have a look to see what it's actually doing. That's all ready to go, so let's just switch the test rig on. So let's power it up. Let's have a look to see what we can see on here. So first of all, is it getting hot? Oh! Not only is it getting hot, but it works. Okay guys, this one's working at least. No boot device. This one's working at least on my test rig. Let's try it actually in the PC. Maybe there's some problem going on with the fact I've now got it in single channel, single lane mode with my little mining adapter. So let's stick this into the computer and let's see what it actually does. I'll just get ready. Okay, so it works. I've got it in my test rig computer. I've loaded the driver so we can see now this actually is a GT240 1 gig graphics card. That's what it actually is. It even runs firmware, which well, it runs it. I mean, you know, at 1080 full HD. It's a little bit iffy, like. I mean, it's only managing about 8 frames a second. But it does run it. It goes up to about 60 odd degrees. I have put some fresh thermal compound on, but it's not expensive stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's running, yeah. For what it is, I think it's working as well as you'd expect it to do for what it is, yeah. So should we just, no, yeah, I've quitted that. Okay, so we can say that that graphics card is actually good. I wonder if the other motherboard, I was going to say, I wonder if it's got a faulty faulty PCIe slot, but I think it's more likely there's just dust or dirt in the slot. So let's have a quick look at the other graphics card while we've got the test rig here. I've had it plugged in the other machine. It didn't cause any problems, it just didn't work. So let's just stick it in this one and see if that one's working or not. Okay, so there's the other GPU. Just put the power on. Let's see if this one actually does work or not. I need to set the monitor. Well, one bleep, but this board has onboard video, so it could well have just detected that. I just switched my monitor. I mean, it didn't work on the other one. And for some strange reason, this appears actually to stop me from changing the settings on the monitor. Turn off there. Let's see if we can just go to, yeah, it wouldn't actually let me change the settings from VGA. Stick it on. Does it work? Switch it off again. You see the fan's a bit lazy on this, yeah? Lazy fan. Switch it off, power off, disconnect the hard drive, put it back on again. Let's just have a quick look. So the monitor's set onto DVI now. I've got a DVI cable attached to it. One bleep, blue lights come on, but I don't have a picture. It just says no signal. Okay, so this looks like we actually do have a faulty little GPU. So let's have a look at this one and see what's going on with this. Same thing that we've just done then. Just get the test meter probes. So this is dried up again. It's dry, and there's quite a bit of dust in here. So let's just get rid of the worst of this first. Okay, this is a GT210 or something like that. Let's have a look, see what we've got on this one. So first things first, 12 volts in. There's only power on the PCIe again on this one. 12 volts in. What we've got? Well, there's no shorts on there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think this must be 1, 2, 3, 4. It must be this one. Yeah, that's the 3.3 volts. The next one actually is a ground pin anyway, if you go to the 5th one by mistake. So that's okay. We have one big buck regulator here and one small one here. So I'm pretty much assuming that one is the GPU core and this one is the RAM. So let's have a look what we've got on the RAM. Well, there's no shorts, it's 280 ohms, and that doesn't particularly surprise me for an older card like this. So have a look on the other coil, the big one. Let's see, what's this? This is the core. Yeah, 6 ohms, so that looks like a reasonable core resistance on that. Well, let's do the same thing we did on the other one. So after the notch on the same side as the 12 volts, yeah, the second and the third and fourth in, but this has a first finger missing. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, put on the diode mode. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 5, 4. Oh, they read a little bit different. You'd expect them to read the same, but they don't read very different. They're obviously not short because they read different. Okay, I'll just zoom down on that actually so you can see what I'm actually measuring here. So this is the first PCIe lane, yeah. Can you see? Yeah, can you see like it comes in there and there? So this is missing 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And if you look, can you see there's another pair here? You can kind of see where the tracks go. Another pair, and so on. So the PCIe lanes go directly to the GPU, and they should all read the same in diode mode. So again, that's reading 6. 6.25. What are these reading? 594. 548. These are reading a little bit different. 567. 618. They're reading a bit different, and I would expect if we get the one I was just working on. This one, this is the one that works, yeah. Compare with this. So again, I think you can see where the pairs of lanes are going in, yeah. So again to ground. So this one was reading 591. 592. Let's go to the next one. 526. Okay, that reads a little bit different. Okay, maybe. 593. So I was just slipping to the next pin. 578. Okay, yeah, maybe they do read a little bit different, but they're not very different. I mean, I could go down all of them if I want to do on each pair and just see what I have. You certainly shouldn't have any shorts, and all of them should be shorted to each other. Go to the other side of the board as we did before. So in this case, it's pins 2 and 3, and I think again, yeah, you can probably just see there where it actually goes in, yeah. So this is the first transmit lane. Sorry, this is the clock. This is the clock. Let me just get my meter right around. So pins 2, 871, 870. So they read the same, and they're not shorted to each other. Okay, so that sort of reads okay. Let's have a look at some. Well, we've looked at the resistances. So yeah, there's a couple more as a voltage regulator here. So we can look at this one. Shouldn't be any shorts here. Got to put it back into resistance mode. This might be, what's this component? This might just be a voltage regulator, and this might just be ground anyway. Yeah, I'd have to look up the part number that to be absolutely sure, but it could be. In fact, yeah, let's have a quick look. Let's just get the microscope and see what that part actually is. Okay, so this little component there is marked C54A. And let's have a quick look, and that could be a 78L05, which is a 5V positive voltage regulator. And if it is, the middle pin would be ground anyway, and that's where we're seeing a short to ground. So I can't conclusively say one way or another if this thing is faulty or not. So the middle tab goes to there, yeah. Let's go onto it again just to show you. Yeah. So I think the best thing with this is to power it up, and let's see what voltages we've got. If this thing has got no voltage, or we can't see something coming in and something else going out, then maybe we could look a bit further at that one. But right now I'm assuming it's a 5V voltage regulator. Okay, let's get a thing powered up and let's have a look. Okay, we're ready to power up, so let's power this up and let's see what voltage we've got on this one. Okay, it's on. Let's have a quick look. First of all, is it getting warm? Well, this one, yes, it's getting warm. So we've still got some voltage rolls on there somewhere. Let's have a look, see what we've got. So, yeah, this thing that we thought was maybe short. What's on it? Well, that's ground. That's 12 volts coming in. Is this 5 volts going out? Yeah, it is. I'll just make the window reflection on the meter. I can't even see it myself very well. Just that's a 5V voltage regulator. And guess what, guys? It's working again. So you can see it. Too much glare from my lighting, I'm sorry. No, it's gone off again. That's strange. It was me. I had a thing up on the screen saying basically no boot device. Let's just do it again. Is it intermittent? Let's have a look. We'll get a bleep. Yeah, there, select proper boot device. Okay, so we have yet another magically working card. Let's put this one in the PC and see if it actually works. Okay, I have it working. At first it didn't work. I plugged it in and it just didn't detect it. So I took it back out and just got some isopropyl and a bit of kitchen roll, just wiped all across the PCIe contacts, and then it did work. Found it straight away. So we have, this is actually a bit better than the other one for cheapo. For a rubbish graphics card, it's a bit better. So this one's actually NVIDIA GTX 745, 4 gig, and it has a slightly noisy fan. If I go quiet, you might hear it. Yeah, can you hear that? Anyway, it works and it runs Fairmark. It runs Fairmark better than the other one did, but because of this problem with the fan, it gets quite hot. I've got another fan I can kind of like blow over it just to see what happens. So let's just run Fairmark 1080 again. Go. So it actually runs this at about 14 frames a second, so considerably better than the other one. But you see the temperature's coming up quite rapidly. But I've only put a bit of cheapo rubbish heatsink compound on for now. Just blow my fan over it a little bit. You see it's getting quite warm, this one. It's over 82 now, 83. And after a while the fan actually comes on louder and faster. So I'm just going to just quit that out of there. I'm not going to let it get too hot. So yeah, this is a good working little graphics card. It wants some better heatsink compound. I mean, I just put this stuff on it, yeah, just to try it, just so we could see if it works. I mean, I've no doubt if I put some
Arctic on there will work better. And I can just, I was blowing this over it as well, just give it a little bit of extra cooling. But anyway, it's working. So we now have 2 working graphics cards, 2 working motherboards, some memory, processors. So anyway, let's have a look to see what we've got, and let's total this up, and let's see whether or not this was worth the money I paid and the time I spent fixing it. So that's what we have. Let's see if they sold us a turkey or if they sold us a Christmas dinner, yeah? So, what have we got here that's working? Well, we've got the HP motherboard. That's the IFPKIPVN, I think it is, MP. So we've got that, and that is working as far as we can tell. It loads Windows. And all the drivers load. We've got the CPU i7 4790 S. Not sure what the S is. Is it slow? Huh. We got that. We got 2 8 gig strips of DDR3. So this is Samsung, and it's 8 gig 12800U. So 8 gigabyte 12800U, and we've got 2 of them. Okay, which are good. We've got the other motherboard, 960GM VGS3 and FX. And just 1 second, I'll just check which processor was on that as well. Yes, guys, it was that one. Athlon 2 X3 445. I think it's a 3.1 or 3.2 gigahertz triple core CPU. So we got that on there. We got the I/O shields for both motherboards. We've got this GT240, 1 gigabyte GPU. And then we got this one here, GTX 745, 4 gigabyte GPU. We've got a pen that's running out. And we've got a beige DVD rewriter, which may work. I haven't tested that yet. But anyway, let's stick it on. Beige, B-I-G. Beagle, beige, that's what we've got, yeah. So that's what we've bought. Let's have a look to see what that's actually worth based on, you know, sold listings, ones that have actually sold. I'm going to use eBay UK to get the prices, because generally whenever I go over to the UK from here to see family, which I do fairly regularly, I just take a suitcase full of stuff with me because I'm going over anyway, and I list them on eBay and sell them from there and get my, you know, relatives to just post them out for me. So let's have a look and let's see if we're going to make any money, and I'm sure we are. This is the motherboard, the first one out of the HP. So we can see, I mean, that was parts only, that one. So these are recent sales, so 2nd of February, 18th of January. These are coming from China. Another one here. Another one, is that the same one? Yeah. So they kind of vary from like 53, 59, 49, 45, 69. Yeah, they kind of like in that region. Another one there, 49.99. So I think it's fair enough to say that £50 is a good average price, and they do sell. They're selling on a regular basis. So we'll put £50 down as a value of that. I'm pretty sure you'll all agree with that as a good average price. The CPU, well, these again are ones that have sold recently, 8th of February, yesterday in fact. That one went for 64. Another one went for 55. This one went for 60. That one only fetched 36. That one fetched 58. So yeah, 68. Well, I mean, I think in fairness, I can probably get £60 for that. I might just hold on a little bit till I get 60. But I'm pretty sure I can get £60 for this, and it's selling. They're selling well. So that's that one. So we'll put 60 for that. The Samsung RAM, I couldn't see any Samsung. That's 2.4, so ignore that. Couple of Kingston here, the same speed, 2x8s. PC3 12800U. They sold yesterday again for £40. Another two of them here, these were SK Hynix, the same speed, the same capacity, a pair again, went for 29. So I think we can reasonably put 35. That's like the average of that. So let's say they're worth £35. The motherboard is a bit more difficult. This is the Asrock motherboard, because one went into an auction here and only fetched £4.20 as refurbished. This is back in November, but another one sold for 45. Another one here sold for 45 near enough, plus 15 of postage. Was that another one? Yeah, that went for 50. Another one here went for 49, had the CPU with it. I think if I don't put it in an auction, I'll put it on a buy it now, which is these. I mean, that was an auction in actual fact. I think we can realistically say I'm going to get £40, yeah, maybe a bit more than that. But let's call this 40. Yeah, and I think that's fair. The CPU, only one that sold recently was end of December. It fetched £8.60 plus almost £10 in postage. I've looked at ones that are currently listed for sale now, and 12 to 15 seems to be the normal asking price. I'm going to put it down as £10. I think you'll all agree that is a reasonable expectation for that. The little graphics card, the GT240, I can't find any that have sold recently. And the prices seem to be all over the place. So like somebody's asking 30 for this, 59.50 for this, and yet somebody's got one on auction at 9.99. It hasn't got any bids on yet. So it's difficult to say the price of that. Two of them together here, that's a GTS, slightly different. I'm going to put that down as £10. I think it's reasonable to expect I'll get £10 for it. And again, I hope you would agree with that. However, the GTX 745 is a bit of a different matter. These are sold. So mine looks like this one. That one fetched £71. But then one only went for 41. So this is buy it now. This was auction. But another one went for 84. 85. So another one, 84 nearly. So I'm going to put this down. Yeah, but only one fetched for 25. You can't say, was that an auction again? It seems if you put them in auction, you don't get any money for them. If you sell one buy it now, you get a decent price. I'm going to put that down at 75 because it's not as high as several of them that have sold, and it's selling quite well. Okay, so let's put that down at 75. The beige DVD read writer, which I haven't actually tested yet, but I'll put it on anyway. It's not very valuable. £12, $9.99. I know from my own experience of selling these, £10 is what you get. They're worth £10 all day, every day. Yeah, so we'll put that down as being £10. So add all that lot up together, and it comes to £290. Now I will bring the money back here into euros and spend it here because I live here in the Canary Islands. So the £290 will transfer to about €345. Okay, yes, I have eBay costs off that, which are going to be about 10%. But let's go back over now. Let's just have a quick look at it. So just go back over to the camera. Okay, so I have them all added up here. So €345 gross sale price seems to be very reasonable. Minus 45, which is what it cost me in costs, brings me down to €300 of profit. Now, I normally put enough postage on to make a little bit extra on each one, and it kind of offsets the cost a little bit. And I also think you'll agree that I was quite conservative on some of the pricing on here, and it's possible I'll get a bit more for some of those items than I've actually guessed, but I shouldn't really get any less. Yeah, so if anything likely, it'll probably adjust up a little bit. So that will affect this up a bit, but give or take, after I've paid my eBay costs, I'm going to end up with about 300. I might end up with that, I might end up a bit more, a bit less, but it's in that ballpark, yeah. So that's what the guy sold us. It certainly weren't a turkey, and it was certainly a Christmas banquet, yeah. So I'm really happy with that. I'm well pleased, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm showing you buying junk at car boot sales can be extremely profitable, and nothing here was actually a repair or such, a bit of cleaning and whatever, but really there was no particular skills involved, certainly nothing you guys couldn't do. Okay, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you all soon on another video, and now is just time to say adios chicos.